Okay, we are on episode 53 of the podcast, and as usual, Spoon's joining me, and he's wearing the Activision shirt. How fitting.
Yeah,
How fitting.
fitting indeed.
Yeah, the really crazy week. I don't think anybody, at least I know, expected what happened to occur. So we'll talk about it a little bit. And then we've got some other things to chat about that aren't related to Microsoft and Activision. So we'll kind of start with the stuff that isn't Activision Blizzard related, and then the end of the news will just be we're just gonna throw up all over the news section with that. So let's
I,
what
we're getting a comment about your camera focus. I believe the blurry background's intentional.
it's the blurry background. It's intentional. I can change it. It's a
He put a
change.
He put a kappa there.
Oh, he put a
so
kappa. Oh, so now
yeah,
it's different. So now it's different.
It's
Okay.
It's a kappa.
It's a kappa. Okay.
My bad. My bad.
Okay.
It was a kappa.
I see.
I
So
gotcha.
okay, but there's some other things to talk about. Let's talk first with our introduction. Okay, so let's do an introduction first. So here's the introduction for today. I zoomed out. That's not what I wanted. So please be sure to check out all of our videos. Try Courage. I'm gonna shout out. He has commented on almost all of them for the Halo playthrough. I appreciate it. That was it's great to have you commenting and being active. If you have been active and checking these out, I mean we really appreciate it. Also, all of our previous podcast videos from the last couple weeks are up here. And the other comment I was going to make regarding the Halo stuff is Halo 2 may not be played. Actually, we're having some technical difficulties regarding Halo 2's playthrough. Um, within the first 3 missions, we've had 2 crashes. Not like the actual like Master Chief Collection crashes, but Halo 2 crashes and takes us back to the main menu. And it is apparently a known issue that it just like the game will just crash. So there's a very
Halo 2 specifically is unstable.
Yes, Halo 2 is unstable. So Guru and I had a discussion about it, and there is a strong possibility we just skip over Halo 2. I don't know. We're gonna try one more time, but I mean we can't have it crash like almost every mission.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah, the first mission didn't have a crash. The second mission crashed. The third mission crashed. So I think Kuru and I just kind of agreed. Okay, if it does it again next time we play like every mission, we're gonna stop because when a crash happens, we have to restart the mission. So we could be at the very last section of the mission, and if it crashes, we have to restart it. That's why.
You can't even. Yeah, that's annoying.
So I'm not gonna put those up on YouTube quite yet because I mean there may not be a point in putting it up there. But again, if that's the case, we're just gonna jump right to Halo 3, and for Halo 3, we've got Kuru, myself, Hectic has asked if he can join, and we're gonna see if he can join up. And then I asked Spoon. Spoon's thinking about it. If Spoon can't join, we'll try and find a fourth, or we'll play with the 3. But yeah, the Halo playthrough's up. Halo 1 completed in like 2 days. It was great. All the videos I think are relatively short considering. I think our longest missions are 5 and 8 on here. So please check them out. I know that for some of you who played Halo, I get it. May not want to watch it, but my little secret is I do watch them. I'll occasionally just mute it when I'm working, but I do watch these. I do watch the videos. I watch the video. There's a couple funny moments. Actually, the best moment is I think it's either 5 or 8 when Kuru melees me in the back while I'm trying to open a door. He just straight up melees me in the back for no reason. So
love that team kill.
Yeah, the thing is what he does is he melees the control panel and then presses the button to activate it. I tried to go up and do that, and then he just melees me in the back because that's what he's doing. So yeah, some of that happens. So yeah, please check those out. Halo 2, I'm gonna say there's a high probability it's not happening. In which case, Halo 3 will hop Halo 3 on here. So the Halo stuff will continue for these, and it's good because the games are short, so getting these up is pretty straightforward, simple. Let's see. Yeah, that's the intro for the YouTube and Halo. Please check it out. It's really appreciated. Um, I know you don't have to. I know people don't think it's nice. It's very nice when even like simple blame comments or funny comments go up on there. It's just like it's really helpful. It shows that there's some level of engagement,
Yep.
which YouTube happens to care about. YouTube cares about a couple things. They care about engagement. If you press comment or like, they care about how long you watch a video. For example, if you watch your video for 10 seconds, YouTube will never recommend it again. But if you watch it for like 10 minutes, they might recommend it. There's like a couple other things that YouTube looks at. For example, if you watch our video and then click on a recommended video on like the one of the sides, like the next video, and it's one of ours, they YouTube likes that. Actually, on my YouTube, our videos, the Halo ones, get recommended now because I watch them. So
Yeah.
that's like good. Like again, I know most of you guys aren't gonna think about that or do it, but if you can, that's like super awesome because then there's a good chance that it gets recommended to other people that aren't just our close friend groups. So, okay, that's my YouTube spiel. Any other intro stuff, Spoon, before we actually get into like news plus like maybe new game releases, new game content?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay. Well, then let's move on from intro conversation and YouTube, and let's talk about game news. We can also talk a little bit about new releases. But we have to start with Battlefront 2. Okay. I'm gonna put a video up for Battlefront 2. The Battlefront 2 experience can be summed up with this video. This has been Battlefront for, I want to say, since before the holidays. It's been a bit since it's been like this, apparently. Here is the Battlefront 2 experience. Okay? Full screen it. This is Battlefront 2 now. And I want you to watch real carefully. Probably can't see it, but watch the health bars of characters.
Oh, they're just going away.
They're going away, but guess what happens? They get to 1 hit point, but what happens?
They don't die.
They don't die. Nobody can die in this game now. There are games where people are just immortal, which means the game just sucks. The game just sucks. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Is this a bug or is it like hackers?
It's a bug. It's been like this since before Christmas break because EA DICE, first off, focused their attention on Battlefield 2042, which I get it, lol. And then they had a holiday break. They went on a 2-week break. So they're not making any changes or updates or fixes, which means Battlefront 2 has been like this for a while. Again, like, yeah, this was posted in October. I didn't even realize that. This is October. I thought this was like December. This is October. So it's been like this for a while. And there are people just like asking for fixes. And the response was, hey, we just got back from holiday. We'll take a look at some point. But it's like, okay, but it's been like this for months. Spoon, I know Battlefront 2 has been out for a while, but my understanding is the community thinks that this game was in a really good state, where lots of content, not many issues, like game wasn't like loot box garbage at this point, so things are like kind of trending positively. Like, what are your thoughts on a bug that makes the game so nobody can die, lasting for 3 months?
I mean, it's not that surprising that like this game has been out for a long time. I don't follow it or play it, but I doubt they've released any content for this game, actual content for this game in a while where they would actually earn any money off of it. So it wouldn't be a priority for EA to monitor and fix Battlefront 2. At the same time, it appears that there is at least somewhat of a community that is still playing this game. And I don't know what could randomly. I have no idea what they could have done because, again, I doubt they update this game very frequently, but I don't know what they could have done that could have caused a bug like this to all of a sudden start happening.
It's worth noting the bug is often enough where people have complained about it on the site.
Yeah.
Which, but even if it's like, let's say it's one every. I'm trying to think of a number that's like infrequent, and I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna say 5% of games enough for me, but that's still really bad.
I
One
mean,
out of
that's one
20
of the.
games is just a throwaway game. Okay, which may not like I don't think that seems horrible
That
when you
doesn't
think
seem that
about it,
bad to me, but
but
still annoying if it
it's
happens.
annoying. It's like okay, well, and it's persisted for months, so that's the frustration. Now, like think about if that number's not 1 in 20, like 1 in 10, and then 1 in 5, like it's just gonna get progressively worse. Like I just like if it's been like this for 3 months, like it's a game breaking bug, so it needs to be fixed, and it hasn't been addressed. So yeah, that's a thing. Battlefront 2. I have played Battlefront 2. I played it early on when it was released. I mean, the game is fun. So like I
Yeah.
feel bad because the game's fun and there has been like quite a bit of free content. It seems like the game was in a pretty good spot. The game was free on Epic Game Store at some point. So there probably is like some community for this game left. I just like feel bad that even if it's one every 20 games is a throwaway, like that's still frustrating. To just be like, okay, well, I guess I have to quit this game immediately because it's a throwaway game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad, obviously, and I have no idea what could have happened that caused this. Because you would think if they put out a patch of some sort that they would at least monitor it for a bit to see if there are any issues with it.
Right.
But I doubt that I mean, again, I don't follow it, but I feel like they wouldn't have patched it recently just because the game's old and it's just fine the way it is. But
Well, I mean, yeah, for the most part, fine the way it is, except for this. Um, but yeah, for the most part, it was like fine. So unfortunate for this community. Game's been out 3 weeks, I want to say, maybe 3. Still, I feel bad.
feel
It's
like
like, come
it's
on.
more than that, but I don't know.
Let me double check. Stay. Oh wow. Okay, it's 5 years. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say
More like
20.
four and a
I
half.
was gonna say 2017, and it's
Yep.
2017. So
Yeah. Okay. It's been like 4.5 years or so. So that's frustrating. But I think yeah, it's not too surprising that EA is just like, okay, we got to move on. But yeah. Anyway, any other thoughts on Battlefront 2's unkillable mode,
unkillable mode.
immortality mode?
Yeah. No, not really. I hope that they fix it for the people that still play Battlefront 2.
Okay. Let me move to Kingdom Hearts then.
Mhm.
Um, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, 3, and the DLC Remind are are going on Switch next month. They weren't previously on Switch. They were on pretty much every other platform at this point, though,
Yeah,
except for
at this
Switch.
point they're on everything also.
So I free playable demos, which is nice. Okay. Um, I'm looking at their. I want to see their pricing, and here's the pricing. Melody of Memory is 60. I still can't believe it. Can Nintendo just discount something, please? 3 and Remind is 40. 1.5, 2.5 cloud version. I don't even know what the cloud version. What's the cloud version?
These are all cloud versions.
Oh, okay. I
They're
thought that was
they're
like something else.
they're cloud. All the games, with the exception of Melody of Memory, which is actually on Switch,
Right.
are cloud versions of the games. So yeah,
And then 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue is $40. Why is that $40?
yeah, that one should be like
40? Should be like 20. Should be less than that, frankly.
two
20?
2.8 is the worst value of the three in my
Yeah,
opinion. It's
that's horrible value. I don't know why is this $40. And then the Integrum Masterpiece
which I
is
assume is just all of them,
just all of it.
together.
It's 72.
So you get a pretty good discount if you buy the entire bundle.
You get a really nice discount. Like even just taking all these discounts into account, that's like $121 ish. So yeah, that's pretty good. Is that right? 120. Pretty
111.
111. Sorry, 111. So you're getting a $40 discount.
Yep.
Yeah, $40 discount. I mean, yeah. I mean, like ideally, you just get this one. I I still can't get over that this is $40. I think I can jump on
Well,
board of
0.2 takes like a couple hours to beat. Then there's, if you want to play DDD's on there, and that game isn't very long, but it's like 10 to 15 hours.
okay.
But and then there's the 1 hour, like, but yeah, if you want to like just beat like complete the three things that are on 2.8, it's probably like 20-ish hours. It's not very long.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2.8. I mean, yeah, no, DDD sucks. Don't play it. But anyways, yeah. Pricing aside, which is, it's the Kingdom Hearts series. People have wanted them on Switch. Everything that I've heard from, I haven't tried them myself yet, and I probably won't. But everything I've heard from the Kingdom Hearts community on Twitter is that these are awful.
I gotta be honest, I'm not surprised. Like okay.
Like, yeah, the cloud versions are like, they're just laggy as hell, and it's like, they're nearly unplayable, basically. It's like, everything I saw is like, yeah, don't buy this. This is a freaking ripoff, and yeah,
All
just,
launch and decisions
it's,
via
it's
cloud.
trash.
Okay. Nice. I can't say I'm too surprised. I mean, via cloud, like so it's just you're downloading the game, right? Isn't it just a downloadable version of the game? Or you actually like have to sync up with the cloud to play it? Like
Yeah,
they're
no, they're streaming the game to you. It's cloud. Yeah.
Nintendo is gonna stream a game to you.
No, Square.
No. I just want to be clear on something. I didn't think it was like Stadia because I didn't think anybody was that stupid to do this. Even if it's from Square, it's using Nintendo's online service.
Yeah.
I didn't think anybody was stupid enough to be like, let's just Stadia it. That's why I didn't think it would be like Stadia. I was like, oh no, you just
I mean,
download the game. You're streaming
maybe
it in the cloud. Who
maybe
decided that?
well, it's one of a couple of things. Either one, they tried to port it and the Switch couldn't handle it for whatever reason, or they just did a terrible job porting it and they couldn't get it
Right.
to work well on the Switch.
Right.
Um or B, they, before they even tried porting it, they decided no, the Switch is not going to be able to run these games well, so we'll just do it this way. So it's either one of those two things, I think. And they're like, well, but people want them on the Switch, so I guess we'll do this, which I'm sure they can scam a few people into buying this, which is probably worth it for them, because I doubt it's that much effort for them to put these game up on servers and shittily stream them to people. But you know, lol. And also, by the way, part of the allure of having the games on the Switch would be the ability to like play them on the go. Oh, I want to play Kingdom Hearts on the go, portable, and you can't with
You
the
can't.
cloud version because
You literally can't.
the Switch isn't a phone. You can't have like 5G or whatever on it. You need an internet connect, like an actual Wi-Fi internet connection.
Imagine,
So
imagine on your 20th anniversary, this massive like celebration of your game franchise, a successful franchise, JRPG crowd, and lovers of Square Gaming, and taking a donkey dump on their dreams and saying, "Here, we're gonna give you it on the Switch." Really? How? We're gonna stream it to you on the worst possible platform for online connectivity. And by the way, you can't take it on the go.
yeah, Google couldn't even do this right with Stadia, and Square thinks they can do it with the Switch and Kingdom Hearts. That's some Omega lol.
I just wow. Better than the Castlevania version. Yeah, okay. That's not saying much. That's really not saying anything. It's this is just wow. I didn't think this would be it. I thought this would be something different. I thought we were gonna celebrate Kingdom Hearts going on the Switch, and I was gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have like a conversation talking about the 20. No, it's just I didn't think we were going this way. It's
Yeah.
like it's like taking a nice relaxing drive and seeing a dead skunk on the road and going, oh well, I see this is how the drive is gonna go today. Which is what happened too. Driving back from my trip, I had to drive by two skunks within about half a mile from each other. Yeah, it was horrible. It seems
Mhm.
like this is what it was reminding me of.
Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, don't buy this. I mean, again, you could try the demo if you want, but from everything I've heard, the demo is ass. Like, oh, and also the demos, apparently you're limited to a playtime of like 10 minutes or maybe it's 15 minutes
What the fuck is that? The
in
cutscenes are way too long for that.
in the demo, and you can only boot it up twice. If you like boot it up more, you can't boot it up more than twice.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, you get like locked out of it or something like that. Again, I don't know. This is all secondhand information that I've read on Twitter, basically. So yeah,
Imagine your dreams getting shit on and then getting kicked in the balls at the same time. Like, wow. That's really bad. You can only boot up the demo twice total, and you get 10 minutes of playtime. I assume the demo is curated because that game has cutscenes that are far too long. It's got to be a curated
now from
demo.
everything I've seen, it's just you just get access to the game and you can start a new game from the beginning, and
So you have to skip the cutscenes. You get to
yeah,
play like me.
you definitely have
How
to skip the
exciting!
cutscenes.
You can't even get through a cutscene. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
What an embarrassment. Okay. I,
In other news though, like this was part of the announcement. The other half of the announcement is that they're doing a 20th anniversary event in April, and I assume they're gonna act. Hopefully, they will announce some actual new exciting stuff for the series in April instead of taking a shit on us like with these Switch versions.
I I'm sure they'll have something cooked up. I can't imagine they'll have nothing. I'm sure they'll have something. It's just a matter of like, is that going to be a trailer? Is it going to be another game? Actual like surprise game?
Kingdom Hearts NFT.
Oh no, not NFT. Oh no 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 no. Oh wait, no no no. Square said they want to do NFTs. I think. So we could get a Kingdom Hearts NFT collection.
If it's NFTs, I'm done,
I'm
dude.
I'm
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 freaking
excited.
done.
I can't wait. You could stream it on your phone. Yeah, and they're gonna say, "Don't you have phones, guys? You have phones." Okay. This is not how I thought this was gonna go. By the way, I thought this was
That's
gonna be a
really
happy
that's really
conversation.
that's really fun. That's really funny to me actually, because like yeah, I guess you don't really follow
I
Kingdom
no, I
Hearts,
don't.
but
I don't
like
follow this, so I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about like how awesome this is gonna be, and then we get in
no.
here, and you're just like, okay, let me get you loaded on how shitty this is. I see, I see, I see. Um, let's see here. Let's do a couple of like honorable mention news bits. Humankind had a DLC that dropped today. Um, I have no comment towards it yet because I only played like an hour and like maybe 15 minutes of it. I have no comment so far. I kind of want to like get through a whole game before I say anything. Um, and then don't forget Rainbow Six Extraction released today on Game Pass. You have to now hold on. It's on Game Pass, but you got to use Ubisoft Connect. And then
Yeah,
when
of
you
course
use
you do.
Ubisoft Connect, you can finally play. So you have to launch Ubisoft's Uplay.
Yeah, when you launch Ubisoft, then it downloads DRM onto your device and monitors you in the background.
Yep. It's I wasn't surprised. I was like, "Oh, I have to get Ubisoft Connect here." Okay. I have no comment on that game either because I only got to play. I played 2 games with Hector. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. We'll see. Um, but yeah, nope. Rainbow Six Extraction is on Steam. Isn't it on Steam? Am I crazy?
But I'm sure you're still gonna have to connect to Ubisoft if you get
Oh
it
yeah,
on
no, of
Steam.
course you do. Like
It's gonna be the
fuck, of
same
course you do.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
no,
the
of course.
same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you want to use Steam, you can use Steam, but you're still gonna have to go through Ubisoft to launch the game.
Do you know why
Like,
things don't just launch on Steam? Because Steam takes way too much fucking money from
yeah,
Steam. Just actually grabs your nutsack while you're trying to sell something on their platform and go,
yeah,
guess what? We're the big player, and
yeah. It
we're just
They do
gonna
that to
absolutely destroy
developer.
you.
Like for consumers, honestly, it's completely fine. They're actually pretty good. They have a lot of
Oh yeah,
sales
no,
and
it's great.
stuff
It's
like
great
that.
for
But
yep.
for the developers and the publishers, I'm sure they fucking hate Steam.
for
Like,
for people like EA and Activision. Obviously, they're gonna hate them because they're taking their money, but it's not the worst. It's that indie developer
yeah,
who's really trying to sell their game, and
yep.
Valve walks into the room as they're trying to go, "Oh, you're a little guy, aren't you?
hmm
Come here, I'm gonna show you something.
I got a little surprise for you.
I got something to show you." It's like on one hand, it's great for us because like okay, we only have to deal with one platform, but then you think about that indie developer that's coughing up a huge chunk of their revenue stream because Steam is Steam takes a lot.
Mhm.
That's the other side of it.
They take like 30% or something, I think is what.
That being said, really wish you didn't have to connect to Uplay. Really wish
Yeah,
you
no,
didn't.
nobody likes Uplay.
It's got way too sexual, way too fast. I mean, that's how things go. Um, these things happen. But yeah, those two came out. There's another game, by the way, that I'm gonna play. It's called The Settlers. It's a really old game. It's a really old like IP. It's an RTS game. I got into the closed beta. At some point this weekend, I will play it on stream. That's also like another game release honorable mention. Um, it's a it's a it was a cool little game, and that's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about it. It was like a kind of a it's an interesting RTS. It's not like StarCraft or Age of Empires kind of RTS. It's a little bit different. There is a little bit difference, assuming it's gonna play the same way.
I have a question for you, Otto.
Yes.
Speaking of like RTS and that type, have you ever played any of the Total War games?
Yes, I played Total War Rome a little bit.
Like way back in the day, the first one? That was like one of the first ones, wasn't it? Or maybe that.
Yeah,
Never
no, there
mind.
was one that came out around college.
Okay.
Um, I thought it was fine. That game though is like there's a that game there's you got to really get into that game. There can be a lot to
Yeah.
that game. But if you're like really hardcore, Total Rome series like definitely is
Because yeah, I've like there've been points in time where like I see Total War Warhammer or like it
Mhm,
looks cool. Total War Warhammer 3 is coming out next month, I think, is what I
mhm.
saw.
Yep.
Um, I don't know. I like have got I think I bought the first one, Total War Warhammer, on a Steam sale once. I played it a little bit, but as you said, it's kind of complicated and
It,
hard to get into.
you got to really get into it.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's an interesting game. It's an interesting mix of like RTS with the battles are more RTS. You control your troops and stuff,
Mhm.
and then there's like a meta game that's more like 4X-ish, I guess, with like base
Right.
building, like city and base building and like stuff like that. So
Yeah. No.
it's an interesting series to me. I was
Mhm.
just wondering, yeah, if you had any experience
It's
with it
it can
and
be
stuff like that.
overwhelming, but once you have to like really put the time into it.
Yeah,
With almost anything, but like with that game, like you're not gonna get it the first couple times you play, kind of situation. You have to
yeah.
play it to really understand it. You can't just jump in. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think I have total. I have never actually gotten to play it, but I did have it. Have it. At some point, I would like to try it. Anyway, yeah, those are the games. Very much Distraction released too. Um,
Yeah.
it,
I-
yeah, I don't have an opinion on it yet, but I'm glad it's on
You
Game
have
Pass, so I can
you
try.
have any do you have any early comment? I know you don't have an opinion on it. Do you have any early comments after the first couple of games that you played?
Um, I think with a full team, this could be an interesting game. I think with a full team, the game could be interesting. If with just Hectic and I, it was fine. Like I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I think with a full team, and when the game becomes harder, it becomes interesting. Um, that being said, I'm not gonna say it's great. I'm just saying it's gonna be more interesting with full.
Sure.
There's another mechanic I'm not 100% sure on. I think it's interesting. If you complete a mission and your character dies in the mission, they become inactive, which means you can't choose them again right away. They have to refill their health to become reactivated. So you play a mission, you die, they become inactive. You play another mission, they get to like 40 HP. You play another one, they get to, I don't know, maybe 80. Maybe it's in increments of 40. They get to 80 out of 100. And then at 80 out of 100, they become playable. So they have to take like 2 games off.
That's
Um,
interesting.
it's interesting. We'll see if it's good or bad, but it's interesting. Um, I'm sure there's other games that do this, but in a game like this, like I don't know, it makes going through. It adds to a bit of the of how you want to do your tactics. You can't just throw somebody at a wave and be like, okay, I'm just gonna sacrifice myself. It's like okay, but you lose that operator for like 2 games after. So
Yeah.
it's like if you're really tied to that operator, it makes you try other operators too. I mean, like it also seems like the operators are unlocked through gameplay. You don't buy them.
That's good.
I think you just play the game and you get them. You don't buy them. At least that's what I looked at. Because you have to get like certain levels to get to them. Everything is. It seems like most things that I saw, like equipment and such, are progression based. So, game's interesting. I can't say if it's good or bad yet, but there's like I think with a full party of people, it could actually be really like. And
Sure.
it's not easy. I don't think the game's going to be easy at all. So that's also good. So if you have Game Pass and you want to join me and Hectic, um, got to get you play though. There you go. Okay. Any other
And
stuff
yeah,
before
yeah,
we talk
yeah.
Microsoft? The whole rest
You
of
only played Humankind for like an hour. That's not any time to get anything
No,
in the game.
I
So
have no. My only impression is I think the first African culture. I think it's going to be an undesirable culture to choose. I think
yeah,
there is some usability to this like the pioneers effect. There is some usability for it, but I also I'm also thinking okay, but like first off, how much food are you going to be able to accumulate to get extra units? Is it going to be fast enough where it's worth it? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to accumulate food fast enough to replenish the units.
does the Pioneer replace the Scout, so you
Yep,
can't build Scouts and you just have
correct.
okay? Yeah,
You said pioneers, and also the expansion cost is 4 of them, which 4 is a lot. I just want to say 4 is a lot. having 4 units to get an outpost is a lot.
Just kind of depends on how quickly you're able to like accumulate food from the curiosities and stuff.
And if you
But yeah,
can't,
but early in the game, honestly, the influence cost is really cheap, so it's
yes.
probably faster to put them. Feels like this would be better as like a later era culture with like that kind of ability
That would
because
be way better. Yeah, that would be so much better. But early on, it's just like, okay, well, I have to crank out 4 units,
yeah,
make sure they survive, and then try and get to an outpost as fast as possible. But here's the thing: like other cultures do that faster. They just do it faster, from what I've seen. I mean, like the CPU cheats, but other
oh yeah,
expansionist
you were
cultures just do it
yeah.
faster.
You were playing humankind difficulty, which surprised me. I mean, you can play humankind difficulty, but it's just like if I want to test something out, I'm not going to play humankind difficulty because it's just like,
It's good, but it's also something you have to see it in hard
yeah,
difficulty. Okay, well, like, is this even going to be usable in this difficulty? Just like,
yeah.
if your expansion is like, why not just use the influence ones and just take the cheap influence? Like, it just seems faster. That's what I don't get. So I'm like, okay, I'm not sure I get this. I yeah, I first attempts at the new culture. I'm curious at the other cultures to see how they.
The one in the from what I've seen, the one in the I think it's the medieval era seems really good.
Yeah,
But there's others like some of them seem interesting and good, and there's like two or three of them seem like not very good to me.
yeah,
So I don't know. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but
yeah,
they're all kind of I don't know about all of them, but most of them. Oh, okay, I don't say most, but like a couple of them have like a new unique mechanic. Like the one with the Bantu, which is the ancient era one. It's a new mechanic. Well, it builds on the nomadic era mechanic, but it's a new mechanic for the expansionist, to build up that set of 4 units and then
and
plop
then
an
just do it
outpost for
there.
no influence.
Yeah,
So
it's. I think if like I don't know. I just 4 is a lot though. Like really, you don't think about it, but 4 is a lot early on.
yeah,
It
it's
is a
gonna take
lot.
time.
Even if you're scouting around finding it, that also relies on the fact that you don't encounter any combats to kill you. Which good luck. Everything wants to
Oh
kill
yeah.
you.
If you run into another civ and they have scouts, they're gonna kill you because they have higher combat
Yeah,
strength than
because
your
they're cheating.
pioneers.
Because they're cheating. I mean, they
Well,
just get
also,
boosts. They just get boosts. But
they get boost, but I think by default, the pioneer has a lower combat strength than the scout.
yep, that there you go. So yeah, I'm not the Bantu. I'm not sold on. Is what I'm saying. Is I don't think I'd pick them first in most
Yeah.
cases that I can think.
It's still like the Egyptians or the Harappans are still two of like the best, like
Yeah,
for
they're
the
it's just
early
like
game.
okay, well,
Like
like yeah, you just pick something different, and like I was like, oh, maybe yeah, the Bantu. I'm not sure on 4 units is a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. 4 is a lot. Maybe if it was like 3, I'd feel different. 4 is a lot. Okay, let's get to the main discussion topic for the news, which is Activision Blizzard got bought for $70 billion, like 68. Um, yeah, that is got to be the biggest gaming acquisition ever. I didn't even look
oh,
any of that up, but that's got to be the biggest ever
by a long I think
by a long shot.
this was the third biggest acquisition of all time among like all at least US like acquisitions. I
Yeah,
think the biggest one was the AT&T or the Charter Communications Time Warner one. I
mm,
think that was bigger, and then Disney 20th Century Fox I think was second, and then it was this.
yeah, like that's absolutely insane. That's a lot of okay. Say what you will about some of the Blizzard brands at this point, but those are like well-known brands. I mean, like look at
Oh
most
yeah.
of the brands on their picture are Blizzard brands. Just to sort of put that out there. Overwatch is kind of in a dead state, but it's Overwatch. Diablo's a big brand. World of Warcraft is still there. StarCraft used to be something really big and sort of fluttering along. Call of Duty, obviously. I mean, like, there's other things too that really come under that flagship. People talked about like Crash Bandicoots, that flagship.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, King Candy Crush obviously is a big one there. There's just a lot of stuff in there. Like, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of licensed like things within there that Activision Blizzard has had, may not have used recently, but has, that Microsoft can just decide if this goes through and nobody stops them from purchasing Activision legally. That Microsoft can decide, oh, let's just do this again. Let's just bring this back.
Make
So
me another StarCraft game.
yeah, they can just Microsoft can just decide, hey, look, like make another StarCraft game.
Or maybe they don't want a StarCraft game, they want something in the StarCraft universe that isn't an RTS. Who knows?
Right.
Though Microsoft did do Age of Empires, so maybe they'd be willing to gamble on another StarCraft
I
game,
think they
like an
would.
RTS. Like,
I think they would. Microsoft isn't Activision. Microsoft isn't like this is making $1 billion or it's a flop kind of thing.
yeah.
I
They're
I,
like
I really do think
Call
that.
of Duty or no.
It's like, yeah, is it going to be as big as Call of Duty? I mean, like, Diablo's a really big one. Overwatch is kind of dead. Overwatch community folks are they're tentatively excited because like, oh, maybe Microsoft will like push Activision to like do certain things and get Overwatch going again. Because Overwatch's esports scene is like kind of
Dying.
yeah, put it lightly. Call of Duty's esports scene also is not. I think there's some cool stuff in the Activision umbrella that is licensed that we could see again. Here's my hope. My hope is Microsoft gives us another Transformers game, just like the old ones,
That's
because
right.
those were
Another
bangers.
Transformers game.
Those were bangers. Bring those back.
The other cool thing about this, at least for Game Pass owners, is that we're gonna get probably, or at least I would hope, get all of these games on Game Pass now.
Yeah,
Um,
really. Yeah, like oh, and like
like I was kind of on the fence about like Diablo or Diablo 4, like it looked cool, but you know, Activision Blizzard was kind of in the shitter the past year, but it's on Game Pass. Fuck it, I'll play it on Game Pass. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's just like again, like there is a lot of different games on here that I think Microsoft may end up just like let's just reboot. Let's just try. Um, there's some cool stuff. I really do hope that if it does go through, that we see a couple IPs that were sort of lost in time because they weren't big enough for Activision. Microsoft says, "Hey, like maybe we bring this back. Maybe we bring this back." Can't do any Spider-Man games. There's a lot of Spider-Man games in Activision. Um, I'm just looking at like,
Activision used to do a lot of like those movie license
yep,
games, so
yeah, they used to do a lot of these ones. So I'm like trying to see this like massive list of stuff.
Skylanders.
Yeah, I saw somewhere that somebody wants Skylanders back. Um,
I
I,
don't. I guess it stopped being popular or something, but like that was really popular for a few years and then it just
mm,
like died. I don't really know what happened,
yeah,
but
I don't know because like I'm still looking through this list. Deadpool, Deadpool was yeah. There's just like there's a lot of stuff that Activision has, and again, most of it is Call of Duty. It's true, most of the big ones, are. But there's some stuff. There's some IPs I would love to see. This and yeah, like Game Pass just got like Game Pass just is the same price and may have like definitely more than doubled the value. Definitely.
yeah, it got
I don't know
much
how
more
much. I
valuable.
don't know how much the multiplier is in this. Like I'm just picturing now the Game Pass launcher drops Overwatch, Diablo, StarCraft in there. Like that's crazy.
And Call of Duty.
And Call of Duty. I mean, yeah, and Call of Duty, of course. Um, that is insane to me. Um, the hot
Let's not
topic.
forget
Go ahead.
Hearthstone.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Well,
Hearthstone wasn't on this list.
Hearthstone's free to play, but yeah.
I am genuinely surprised Hearthstone was Hearthstone at this point outside of World of Warcraft is probably their biggest moneymaker. I think
Yeah.
maybe it is bigger than World of Warcraft for money. I don't even know. Hearthstone is just like it is actually just an ATM machine at this point, and it's got so many different monetization, you know, built-in monetization mechanisms. It's crazy. Um, but the big topic with this also is antitrust. A lot of people think that this is a antitrust issue. Um, that was also
Yeah,
kind of a hot
I
topic.
read it. I read an article that said that they don't think it'll be an issue because though it's a larger acquisition, it is still a horizontal acquisition as opposed to a vertical one. This is like a publisher acquiring a publisher. It's not like steps or something. Like, I'm not super. Of course it's gonna get. Of course it's gonna get reviewed. It's
No,
not
it
just gonna go
has to.
straight through. It has to get reviewed.
No, it's going to. It 100% will.
But again, the article I read seemed to imply that they don't think it's going to that it will be reviewed, but it will go through.
Let's
But
assume
we'll
it
see.
does. For fun, let's assume it goes through. Just, um, the other issue that Sony immediately jumped on, they were very quick to jump on this, was Sony was basically they initially said they expected Microsoft to uphold contracts previously in place for things like Call of Duty, and
Yeah,
Microsoft did
Microsoft.
respond to that. Phil Spencer responded to that. But yeah, Sony had mentioned in the news. They said I don't have the quote in front of me, but they basically had said that they expect any Activision games that already had a contract in place with Sony to be upheld. That is what they said. They expected that. Which I mean, they would hope. I think it's more like they hope that they get kept up. But
I mean, if it's under contract, it's under contract. I mean, I don't know what Microsoft could do to, you know, can't breach the contract. Like,
but Phil Spencer said that all those contracts would be upheld.
upheld. Yeah.
Yeah, not upheld. Um, there wasn't necessarily going to be an expectation just going to like breach that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the other thing that happened is Sony lost $2 billion of market value.
Oh yeah, their stock plummeted. I
Their
saw that.
stock plummeted, which I mean, yeah, I would expect that considering like losing Call of Duty off of the PlayStation console would be a blow. Certainly,
Oh yeah.
that would be a blow for them, particularly like a Warzone too. Warzone coming off there.
Yep.
So I think that was obviously the biggest hit for that. The other thing that I saw on Twitter, which I kind of laughed at, was somebody was like, "Oh, Sony's got to buy somebody to respond." It's like they're not just gonna buy somebody tomorrow. That's not how things work.
Yeah, these deals take a long time.
This deal probably took easily more than 6 months. Easily more than 6 months. Might have taken the entire year to actually like get it all from initial conversations to actually complete. I mean, really, it could have. So I just like
Yeah.
Sony's just not gonna buy somebody right now. That's not how it works. You don't just point at like Ubisoft and go, "You bought you now. We bought you for this much money." Here's a question for you. I have a question for you. At what point does Microsoft kind of have to stop buying before somebody actually comes in and says, "Okay, hold on a second. Maybe there is a serious antitrust issue here. You can't just buy everybody, right?"
Yeah, I mean there is a limit. Antitrust laws exist to prevent monopolies, basically, you, one of the like founding principles of capitalism is like competition and the invisible hand of the market, et cetera, et cetera. Like I think there are some industries who suffer from it from lack of competition, but we won't get into that. Um, Gaming still has like it still have a good number of big players like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft as the three console competitors basically, and then you have EA, Ubisoft, and
Take
until
Two,
recently you had well, it's not for sure, but Activision was a big player and a publisher. Take Two Interactive, um,
Square.
and then there's and Square Enix as well, Bandai Namco. Like there's still like 10 relatively big ones. Obviously there's bigger and smaller, but and then there's a ton of like smaller studios and
Right.
indies and stuff like that. So I don't think competition is a issue in the gaming industry right now. If this continues to happen over and over and over again, and eventually it could, but I think it's okay right now. But there is a limit. I agree with you. There's definitely a limit. But
Yeah.
but
Maybe
like
this is the last one. Yeah.
Nintendo is like not going to go away. They're not going to let somebody buy them.
No,
Like
Nintendo won't. I mean, like that's obvious. Nintendo's not just gonna do. But man, I don't think Activision's got any, or not Activision, sorry. I don't think Microsoft's got any more big buys in them. Bethesda last year was big,
and that
obviously.
and we thought that was big. That was what it was like
$7 billion
10
or something,
7.
7 to
I'm gonna
10
say
billion.
10, but yeah, it was like between 5 and 10 billion, I think. This like was like 10x that
This is
like
like
freaking
comic. This is like
70.
comical Monopoly money kind of deal. He was like,
Yeah.
okay, what the frick? And of course, it's Microsoft that just goes, "Eh, yeah, we can just throw $70 billion at it." It's like, Microsoft, can you relax? Um, yeah, I think this has to be the last big one. I think it has to be. Um, for now, at least, I think they can still, go. You can still acquire indie devs and small studios, small developers.
Yeah,
Publisher
sure.
acquires developer. But man, I can't see Microsoft buying any other big ones.
Any other like big publishers.
I can't
Like
see it. I really can't see Microsoft going at this point. I think Bethesda and Activision, though, those were some really big ones and strategic ones, considering Microsoft is like extremely popular in the American, possible. I don't know how popular in the European market, but they're not popular in the
Asian
East
market,
Asian
yeah.
market at all. So it's like, okay, let's go after the publishers that focus on this particular market that we're already thriving in. So yeah, I mean they're Microsoft just can't go after like a Square. It's just not going to work. It doesn't make sense, right? Um, so
Now, Microsoft has tried the Japanese
they've
strategy
tried,
before. I guess they haven't tried buying a freaking company, but
right?
you know, they've tried with some exclusives and it has not stuck.
It just
Like,
didn't work out.
yeah,
Didn't work out. So stick to your what's
yeah,
working.
true. They do get Candy Crush as well. Which
Yeah, they
is,
get Candy Crush. They get big Candy Crush. I mean, yeah. So it's just like, oh, here, let's just throw Monopoly money at things.
yeah,
Um, I mean,
it's
realist.
definitely
I was just gonna any other big publisher that gets bought from Microsoft. I think at that point somebody has to go. Okay, you need to stop.
yeah. I mean, what I heard is that this was like Sony is the biggest gaming company
Hmm.
in terms of like size. Microsoft and Activision were like it was either fourth and fifth or fifth and sixth. I don't remember. And them coming together makes I think they're either bigger than Sony or like right there with them now after that acquisition is what I heard.
Yeah,
Like
like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. They're just like, okay, bringing them together. But it does make sense. Like this is a deal that makes a ton of sense. Also, if I guess if Overwatch was bigger, but you know, obviously somebody at Microsoft thought about this, but StarCraft and Overwatch I mean, Overwatch probably more so a few years ago. Those have big presences in places like Well, Overwatch was fairly significant in China,
Hmm.
but in South Korea, StarCraft and Overwatch still have
Yeah.
some presence there. Overwatch probably less so now, but StarCraft still has a presence there. So this guy, Micro, Microsoft Xbox does kind of sneak in a little bit. They snuck in a
Yeah.
little bit here.
Sure.
So that that probably works out well for them. That they're just like, okay, well, we can sneak in with this brand, and StarCraft and Overwatch sneak us in a little bit.
Also, you notice that like with these at least these two big ones, Bethesda and then now Activision,
Yep.
it's kind of like you wonder how much of it is like Microsoft is getting in there because they're like, these companies don't have a good public perception right now. Like Bethesda was kind of in the shitter for a while too
Mm.
with like Fallout 76 and like some of the other things that they were doing before Microsoft bought them, and then Microsoft bought them, and well, we haven't really heard a peep from Bethesda in a while. They're just kind of working on stuff. Um, and this year, man, Activision was in the shit, like Blizzard more specifically, but and
Well,
Microsoft swoops
yeah.
in and does this now. I just wonder if that had anything to do with it, or if that's just coincidence.
I think in this particular case, it might have been coincidence. In Bethesda's case, it probably brought down Bethesda's value a little bit that they were struggling, which means Microsoft was like, oh, maybe we can get them on like a bargain as opposed to maybe like a couple years ago Bethesda type of deal. Like, Activision had its problems early in the summer, right? Was it early summer? And
It was in the middle of the year sometime. I don't remember
yeah,
when it
I
was
think it was
last
like
year.
June. So it could work out that it's like in June, Activision starts to struggle. A month later, somebody at Microsoft's like, okay, we gotta swoop in. Like they're
Yeah,
struggling.
like
All their games
maybe
are getting
they're
delayed.
maybe they were discussing acquisitions and they see Activision having issues and they're like, maybe we
And it's like,
well
okay,
right
well,
there.
like it works. It works in. And yeah, you buy low. Like Activision at this point was the lowest it has been in a bit. So you go in and you buy low. So I think it makes a ton of sense too there that like, okay, you're struggling, we're gonna buy you low, and then we're just gonna deal with all your PR. Bethesda doesn't have to do anything right now.
Yeah,
And the thing is also Microsoft bought Bethesda and like I don't even know how Microsoft works with like sort of the disruption of work as the acquirer. But there are certain companies that like Microsoft bought and they're just like, yeah, okay, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing.
yeah,
And just we're just here to support now.
yeah. They're just under their umbrella now, and I guess if they need financial support, Microsoft probably toss them some money to
Yeah, I
help
mean
develop whatever they're
they
developing.
still have to
Like,
green light stuff, but it might be the case where Microsoft is a little more lenient than
yeah,
Activision was towards certain IPs. Um, and they're just like, okay, like look, StarCraft's not doing super well. Let's do a new StarCraft. It doesn't have to be RTS. Maybe it is. We're gonna greenlight a StarCraft as Microsoft, and it doesn't have to make $1 billion. Just like make a new StarCraft. We're gonna put it in Game Pass. Make a new get the new Diablo out. We'll throw it in Game Pass. Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is gonna get thrown into Game Pass. Um, Microsoft is doing this stuff because they know they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna throw it all in Game Pass anyway. Just gonna throw it in Game Pass. So that like that to me also is a signal of like why they're making these acquisitions. It's like, man, wouldn't it be nice to get every single Bethesda game guaranteed into Game Pass without just having to work with Bethesda? Same thing with
yep,
this. It's like Call of Duty wasn't in Game Pass, but wouldn't it be nice if it was? And oh my god, the value of Game Pass just shoots up as a result.
yeah.
And with all
They're
the other stuff
probably
too.
yeah, they're probably gonna get if Call of Duty goes in Game Pass, they're probably gonna get a lot more subscribers from that because there's a lot of people who like pretty much just play Call of Duty. Like they buy Call of Duty every year, and that's kind of it. Like,
Yeah. Um there's some other there's obviously the other side effects in like some of the Activision games. I don't remember like you just guarantee those Activision games. They don't have to worry about Sony trying to get exclusivity first or something.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like Microsoft owns Crash Bandicoot. They own Spyro
Yep.
as a result as well. So I mean, I could see those getting some love. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was huge.
Also, again, these were reports, and obviously nothing's final yet, but apparently, at least they're thinking about finally getting rid of Bobby Kotick if this goes through.
Yeah, right now I thought they said that for now he'll remain in his position.
He'll remain until the acquisition is finalized, and
Right.
if it is, they're probably gonna
I mean,
zone him out or get him out.
yeah, I wouldn't be
That
shocked at all.
money grubbing gremlin that nobody likes.
Well, the thing is, he'll just get. Here's the thing, though. Like, he still wins. He ultimately still
Oh
wins.
yeah, no,
Like
they like I saw
$70
this
billion
figure.
dollars. A portion of that's going in his
He
pocket.
he w- yeah, like I saw this figure. He would be owed like a $250 million severance package or something like that if
He would
they
be
got
owed
rid of
something
him.
stupid
Like,
plus the equity that he gets from the actual
yeah,
acquisition. Like it's just like he gets the perfect parachute.
yeah,
Like he
he
doesn't
gets
give
the
a
golden
shit.
parachute.
He doesn't care. If I was him, I just wouldn't care. I'd be like, okay, whatever. Who cares? Go ahead and fire me. I don't care. Um, yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if also as in like because before the acquisition, Microsoft was quite critical of Activision. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, okay, we're still gonna acquire you, but we're gonna clean your house up.
Yep.
And I think I saw some stuff too where employees of Activision and Blizzard were kind of concerned that they might just be left kind of hanging, and they're worried about getting structured deal where you just get fired because the acquirer wants to put their own people in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of like the people that are going to get let go are the people that were the problem getting investigated. I think those are the people that are just Microsoft's just going to go, okay, you were being
Yeah.
investigated. Goodbye. You goodbye. HR goodbye.
HR, goodbye. Bobby Kotick, why are you still here? Goodbye.
Bobby,
Like,
acquisition's done. Get out.
nobody likes you.
All the executives, get out of here. Here's your golden parachute, but get the hell out of here. You give us a bad name. I mean, that's also a part. They're just going to get all those people out. In this case, particularly the people that are being accused of all these things, and I'm sure plenty of those cases are in fact true. Um, good, just get them out. Like, please get them
Yep.
out, please. Um, so yeah, I mean, like Activision. I think the only company that would have been a better strategic buy would have been EA, but Activision's a big one. EA would be a big one just because you get all the sports games. You could throw all the sports games.
Yeah.
And EA's got a lot of different IPs too that are like the Sims games. Those games, cash cow.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah,
And EA has the rights to Star Wars right now from Disney.
that's a big one. That's a big one.
And they don't own it. Disney owns it, but Disney like signed over the
Having the
rights for
ability
Star Wars
to,
games.
yeah,
Yeah.
having the ability to make a Star Wars game is a big deal. Now, EA hasn't been super successful there. They've had some success recently. Because EA's finally been like, we should stop meddling as much. Okay,
Yeah.
like yeah, look, it worked. Um, but yeah,
Guess what? Gamers like it when you make good games. Big surprise.
EA, you know when you meddle like this, you're ruining the games. Stop meddling. I think they're. I'm hoping that they'll meddle less. It seems like they're going to meddle less in
Certain
certain
games.
games coming out that it seems like they haven't meddled in. I just wish they wouldn't meddle with Bioware games coming out. Though that studio is so much different than it was like 10.
BioWare is it's not the same
It's not the same
BioWare
studio
anymore.
anymore. Yeah, I know.
It's completely different.
And other things, other IPs coming out. I'm super excited for the Dead Space remake. Like, EA better not meddle with that. Don't meddle with it. Beautiful as is. Okay. I don't know. I'm super excited for some of this stuff to go on. Diablo 4 coming to
Yeah.
Game Pass might be the most exciting.
Yeah, same.
That is
that
so
that
awesome right now.
that one has me interested as well. Diablo 4.
Yeah, that one I'm like Diablo 4 is great because I was on the fence, and if it comes to Game Pass, like that's the kind of we're kind of shilling for Microsoft here, but this is the nice thing about is my Rainbow Six Extraction is not a game I was going to. That is not a game I was going to buy. Just being honest. But the fact that it's on Game Pass now means I can just try it, and who cares?
Yep.
Like that's kind of the beauty of this whole situation. Is like, look, I was somewhat on the fence with Diablo 4, and if it comes out on Game Pass, if everything like I don't have to feel much of anything anymore. So it works out
Yep.
really nicely. I'm also picturing a universe. I think this is somewhat I want to say ironic. xCloud, Microsoft's Stadia version,
Hmm.
is coming out. Now, as you might recall, Diablo Immortal is the Diablo mobile game. Don't you have phones?
Yep.
Imagine Diablo 4 being played on your phone.
Don't you have phones?
Now we really need phones. xCloud, Diablo 4, bam. Everything changes. That is like that is just for me funny.
Assuming Microsoft gets it right, unlike Stadia.
I have way more confidence in Microsoft getting it. Google has proven to be incapable of understanding how a gaming business model and how a streaming service business. Like I'm sure the technology works extremely well, but then again, Microsoft's technology is going to work because they're really familiar with it, and they're not stupid business model. So I think I have more confidence in xCloud because Stadia, I have zero confidence in Stadia. Have you heard anything
So
about Stadia in the last 12 months? And that
nope,
should be the answer to your question.
Stadia's dead. Just as a quick update, Phil Spencer just tweeted a few hours ago about Sony.
Yep.
Had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship. That's the tweet.
You know, a thought occurs to me. Microsoft's too nice right now.
They're the good guy right now.
I feel like that's so
Microsoft
nice.
is the good guy. Phil Spencer is like just seems like the chillest dude. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like
Because here's the thing. I mean, like for the business side, like I think keeping Call of Duty on Sony makes a lot of sense. It's just like it makes a lot of sense. But like at the same time, Sony wouldn't be doing. If Sony had acquired Activision, the first thing would be to do is like, guess what?
yeah,
Only Sony, bitches.
has Call of Duty.
Only Sony has it now. It's just like
Yeah.
that's literally what they would do. Which is part of the reason why I don't like Sony that. But it's just like what they would do. But I don't know, dude. I do think like business wise, it does make sense to just like look, just keep throwing Call of Duty on PlayStation. It's fine, but we get access to Call of Duty on Game Pass. It still makes it more valuable to them to have that option, to have that be available. They look really good when they keep the deal through. And like that, the first thing the PlayStation fanboys were freaking out about was like, my Call of Duty, it's not fair. It's like, and you just want to say, dude, you gotta go look at it for a second. Sony does this all the time. With their IPs.
They have so many exclusives.
And it's
Like
just like, dude, you gotta relax. Like, I think you're acting on this one. I'm just like, no, they're gonna keep.
it's more because it's like Sony has their exclusives, but it's not like they've ever been on Xbox. They're just always Sony exclusive. This is something that's like, hey, we've had it before, and they might take it away. It's like, no, don't take my bike, my bicycle. Don't take it. Like,
On one level, I do like if I'm a big Call of Duty fan and I only have a PlayStation and this was happening, I definitely would. That is a certainty. Obviously, I would be, but I think Call of Duty is the one IP from this that isn't going to be exclusive, at least in the near future.
Yeah.
Who knows 5 years from now if Microsoft decides, okay, that's enough. Okay,
Yep.
enough.
Oh, look what happened. The contract expired. Oh no!
Okay,
Oh no! What
now we got it.
happened?
It's like, okay. Yeah, on one level I would be annoyed, but I think on the other end, Microsoft's going to recognize that, okay, for now it's fine because being able to put Call of Duty on Game Pass is what we really this is what we really want. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I don't know why Phil Spencer and Microsoft is just really chill right. It's a little weird. It's great, but it's like, God, you guys are relaxed. Calm down.
They're really relaxed, spitting out $70 billion to buy
They're
another company.
they're relaxed on the PR front with all this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure somebody at Sony is running through various offices and meeting rooms trying to figure something out.
Can we buy Ubisoft? Can we buy EA?
It would make
What a
it's like, can we buy Ubisoft? It's like, Ubisoft is a European company, right?
yeah.
They're a European based company. I mean, like the Sony response would just be like, let's just buy Square. But the thing
Yeah.
is, like, I don't think that's much of a response. I really don't. Like, how many Square games are more popular on Xbox than on PlayStation anyway?
No,
Like,
they're
that's
much
not a
more
response.
popular on PlayStation. Yeah.
Right. There's not a
Maybe you lose
response.
some of the PC crowd, but
The response would have to be, if you wanted to make a big response and you really wanted to like stick it to Microsoft, you'd have to buy somebody like Take Two, who has Grand Theft Auto. That would be a blow. I think. I think that would be bad for because GTA obviously
yeah,
is super
yeah.
popular right now. Like, if we were to take that away, like,
Put GTA Online only on PlayStation.
that would be a big deal. I don't know, like, again, like what the data is on where it's most popular, but like that would be a big deal if it was an console exclusive to PlayStation. That would be a big. Um, I'm sure there's a couple other companies too that just pop out, but like acquiring like a Square or even a Bandai Namco, I just don't think it has much of by comparison. Though
Yeah,
Bandai Namco would be big because of the Soul series.
that's true. Yeah, they have
The Soul
Souls
series would be a big deal. That would be a big deal.
and all their anime licenses. Lol.
Yeah, but come on, people aren't playing that. People are not playing that.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm memeing.
Chad with his backwards hat ain't playing that shit.
Playing Dragon Ball and
It's like,
Naruto and
what's
My
these
Hero.
cartoons? What's these
Yeah,
cartoons? Get these cartoons off my telly. Like they ain't
the
doing that.
the biggest one to me would be EA with all their their
Yeah.
sports games mostly, and like Battlefield 2, obviously. But the sports games would be ridiculous.
Would Sony be willing to pay? EA has to be almost
That one's probably
nearly.
more than Activision.
Yeah, probably more actually. You're right. Probably more.
That might be like 100. That might be like
Is
100
Sony
billion
willing
or
to drop
something.
$100 billion? Is the question. I mean, Microsoft.
And is EA willing to be acquired?
Yes,
Like,
EA has to be willing to be acquired. So that's the other issue. It's like EA could just decide, nah, we good. But
yeah, I think that again that was part of it with this deal with the bad PR from Activision Blizzard this year and their stock dropping and all that. As we talked about earlier, Microsoft swooping in and be like, "Yeah,
hey
what do you think?
guys, hey,
What do
how's
you
it going?
think?
What do you think?
How's it going?
How's-
You guys
so,
aren't looking too great right now.
man, you guys are. Oof.
How do you feel? How do you feel about Game Pass? Sound pretty good? Yeah, that's what I
Somebody,
thought.
Phil Spencer walked in the room and said, "Man, your stock's pretty low right now." But have you seen our Monopoly game? Seen the Monopoly money? Microsoft's like right now just like the freaking banker in Monopoly, just sitting there like, look at all this. Look at that. Don't you wish you had this, Bobby? Listen to me, Bobby. You make a little bit. That's nice. What if I gave you a $250 million parachute? Just walk away. Walk away. You don't have to deal with it anymore. You don't have to walk into the office anymore and pretend you have to work. Now you just don't have to work. Isn't that nice? I don't know. I think the deal is good. I actually do think this deal is good for Blizzard, actually. I think like the big
I do
winner of the
too.
deal would be Blizzard and Blizzard fans. I think Blizzard really needs this.
Blizzard's
Blizzard
been
needs this.
going down the tubes. Like, let's be honest. Like,
Blizzard's like, we need this, please. We don't want to report to them anymore. Please. Oh, somebody at Blizzard's probably like, thank God. Thank God.
yep.
Finally. We're able to report to Phil Spencer, who's gonna be like, oh, you're thinking of doing it on StarCraft? That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. As long as we can put it on Game Pass, I don't give. Oh, that's right. He can't assault coworkers. Dang. He can't just tell people he's got a hitman to kill them. Shucks. Shucks. I think Blizzard would be great under a Microsoft regime as opposed to
Yep.
Activision. And we can hope the Microsoft regime gets rid of all the people that are not, instead of coding, slapping people's asses. I think that would really be a benefit. I think that's why all these games get delayed. You know, I think that's why StarCraft got delayed so long. They're like, we could be programming the game,
Much ass slapping.
or I could just,
or I could go hit on Stacy over there.
or I could hit on Stacy again. It's like, okay,
all right, dude.
like, it's like, okay, buddy, but can we make this game now? Like, we're gonna get in trouble for this, but can we make the game? It's like, all right, let me hit on Stacy, Amy. Let me hit on Steve too for good fun.
Just to be inclusive. Just to be inclusive.
Oh god.
Just so people don't think I'm sexist, we'll hit on Steve too.
It's like, oh yeah, no, nobody thought that.
Yeah.
Nobody will think that now. I still think, I don't know why, but like, I know this is shitty to say, but I still think the funniest horrible like story with the company having these allegations is Riot, where people were like sack tapping each other or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you're like 26. What are you doing? Like, you're like 26. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're an adult. Why are you doing that? Like, I just like.
Who knows?
What is compelling you that that's your greeting? Like, that's nobody's greeting. Nobody greets. Imagine if we were just like in a restaurant and that was our greeting. We'd be kicked out immediately.
Yep.
It's like the stupidest thing. I just, please. That is my hope. My hope is that somebody walks into Activision the first day the acquisition's completed. Goes, okay, which of you fuckers are being accused of all these things? You know, what do we know, and can we get them out as fast as possible?
Yep.
That's my hope, that they just clean up, because it's bad and they need to clean. Sure, that's going to be the first like 6 months is cleaning all that. So, okay. Any other, I don't know, any other Microsoft buying Activision with play Monopoly money?
I mean, I think we've been over pretty much every aspect I can think of on this. So
Okay. And let's go over here real quick. Now, we didn't necessarily have any other major topics to go over, but was there anything in particular that you would like to highlight? Otherwise, we'll just close things down early.
Let's see. I guess I don't have much to say about it, but I guess I'll mention that I did beat SMT5 last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Finally finished that game 2+ months later.
Yep.
It's a fun game. I don't. What? Okay.
Nope, I'm
Um.
ignoring that. I'm ignoring it.
Um. So yeah, I finished that. The ending was the ending. Yeah, I mean it's what you kind of expect from SMT. There were three ending choices: law, chaos, and neutral.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Do you want me to go into spoilers and
I
discuss it, or
I just want you to tell me, was it interesting or was it Mass Effect 3?
it wasn't okay? It was not Mass Effect
Okay,
3.
so it was
That
probably
like
interesting
that.
then.
I mean, there's a spectrum between Mass Effect 3 and interesting, because Mass Effect 3 is like dog shit,
Right.
and then interesting is like up here.
Right. Anything is more interesting than Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
So, was it at least stimulating the ending? Or are you just like, okay, I guess that's it. The ride was fine kind of situation, or it was a good ride, but ending
It
wasn't
it wa-
there.
yeah, it was. I don't know. The choices were interesting in one way, and then in another way kind of lackluster. Like, the law choice is basically like, yeah, we'll just, the world is fine the way it is. Uphold God's order, and yeah, it's cool. Um,
That's got to be the bad choice because everybody knows in JRPGs God is evil. That's the evil choice. Got it. You?
that's the law. That's technically the law
Okay.
choice.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Hmm. Yeah.
Um, the chaos choice is like, yeah, let's go back to the way it was before, where all like demons are gods and everything's a god, and it's just the war of the gods. Let's do that. But Tokyo will be saved somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, how would
Um,
Tokyo be? Okay, never mind. Keep going.
and then the neutral ending is like, fuck these gods and shit. I'm just gonna destroy the throne. There are no gods except me. Like,
What? So, okay. So your choices are keep God doing what he's doing, which obviously that's evil, because it's a
well,
JRPG God.
you in
Hmm.
all of them, you are the new god basically, because you have ascended to the throne of the Empyrean, which is
Okay.
the like tree of life basically. If you are a Nahobino and you ascend to that point, you are the new god basically, and you get to decide the
Okay.
fate of the world. You remake the world in your
In your image,
vision,
and
in
your
your image,
and
in
your
your vision.
image is either the way that the previous God did it, or
Yeah, it's
something.
like, yeah, this way was fine. Let's just stick with that. That's cool.
Okay. I mean, like, was it fine though?
It was fine for a while, but it was also like,
Why did you defeat this God if it wasn't fine? If it was fine, like, I
no,
feel like it.
God was already dead.
Oh, so you had to
So
like.
that's why you
Oh, okay.
needed to be. We needed a new God to remake the world, because God was already dead.
Okay, got
Like,
it. Sure. How did God? Okay, never mind. Never mind. I don't. Never
it was a
mind.
little unclear how he was dead, but the demons invaded, and I don't know, Lucifer or
Got it.
some shit. I don't know. He's
Of
dead.
course. Sure. Okay, so basically, you do the same thing that the previous God did before he died,
Yeah.
or you like let demons and gods just fight each other like
Yeah,
crazy.
so like, okay, this requires a little bit of explanation, which
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not going to play the game. So I will go into spoiler territory a little bit here.
Okay.
So if for people in chat who want to play the game, mute or stop watching for a bit. Um, so the way the world is set up, you have all the demons were once the world before this were like all the demons were gods. You had the demon and they had their knowledge like infused with them, but
Mm.
the current god split it up. So he made it so like, hey, I am the one and only God, and
Sure.
I split up the demons from their knowledge, and the knowledge became the humans, and were split up into a separate world, which was your world, Tokyo, like modern day Tokyo. But the world was actually like an apocalyptic hellscape, which you find out at the beginning of the game,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Sure.
filled with demons. Um, and yeah, a Nahobino is a combination of demon and human, which has the ability to become God, basically, and ascend to the throne. Um, so yeah, the chaos route is just like, hey, let's go back to the way it was before. Let's put everything together, and everyone is the god again. And okay, cool.
Okay.
Everyone can do what they want.
But if everyone's a
Um,
god, what happens to the humans? Because they were the knowledge. So does that mean they just put them back together?
I think so. That's what I
So the humans just
understood.
die then,
Like,
basically. Huh.
or they become up. Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess
I don't know. Like
I
that's
don't.
the only thing I can think of. Is like, okay, well, if the knowledge comes back to the demons, like the human has to be reabsorbed and is thus like, I guess, dead or something. I don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah, I don't
taking
know.
from this.
You could interpret it that way, I suppose. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I also don't know well enough to say if that's correct or not.
Okay,
Um,
that's fine. Keep going. Sorry, keep going.
but the guy who advocates for that route says that, like,
Hmm.
you'll, and again, I don't really understand this. Like, doing this will save Tokyo, basically, like by taking that route.
Oh
Humans
wait, humans
contain the
contained
knowledge.
it, but they weren't the knowledge themselves. So like they would just get sucked out of them. They were just
Sure.
like a host for it. So I guess like
So
having
yeah,
that knowledge removed from them
yeah,
doesn't kill them.
it saves Tokyo because the demons won't be trying to come to Tokyo
Getting their knowledge back.
and get their knowledge back from the
Okay.
humans because they already have their knowledge back. So yeah, Tokyo is saved in that way because yeah, in this world the demons start invading Tokyo to try and
Yeah.
kill the humans and get their knowledge back basically so that they can become a Nahobino and become God
Sure.
basically. So yeah, there's that. And then the neutral route is destroy the throne, which says fuck it. Like there should be no gods, I guess. Like the world remains as it is basically, but
Hmm.
the throne is destroyed and
Wouldn't that piss the demons off though?
yeah.
That'd still make them mad, and they would still be looking at their knowledge. So that literally does nothing. Okay, got it. I just don't know what that even does. It's like, okay, no gods, but the demons still exist. So they're still going to want to get their knowledge. Or does that kill the demons by blowing
Well,
up the
it
throne?
no, it doesn't kill the demons, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you blow up the throne. Got it. And you just give a part of the point is that none of the endings are good. It's about making
Yeah.
the best choice of those.
That's also true. It's like it's supposed
But
to be a
I
moral
just don't know what
dilemma.
the point of that is, though. But what's the point of just destroying the throne for no gods? It does nothing then. There's just no gods, but the demons are still there. They're still gonna want their knowledge back. So that's I'm confused. Like, do the demons die? Does it like close off a portal? Like,
They
I'm
don't die, but they yeah, I don't know. Again, the character in the game that advocates for this route says that like this will be a world for like humanity alone and like the demons like won't matter basically. Like
okay.
again, I don't quite understand it.
Yeah,
And
sure.
actually that is the one that I picked because I didn't really like either of the other choices, so I chose the fuck it route.
Yeah.
Um and in the ending, basically there's just like the narrator that exposits what happens afterwards. And it basically says that like you know, it was kind of a bloodbath, but the humans win out in the end and it's peace, but there's a lot of casualties.
What? They did they
Yeah,
fight the demons?
I guess. I don't know. Again, it's just kind of a narrator that exposits a few lines and that's it.
But
So,
so the demons are weak enough where just random humans can beat them.
well, you still exist. You're fucking God. So, or you're strong enough to be God at least. Like, you get rid of the power of creation. Like you say, I don't want that, but you know,
Okay. I I'm just trying to piece it all together. So like, it's like the you
yeah,
lead the charge along with your 17-year-old compatriots, because all the people that are older than that are worthless, I assume, or evil. Just like push back the demons, like you alone and like probably three other people who have like special gifts, I guess. Just save Tokyo,
it's
right?
very vague. It's very very
Just save,
vague.
because yeah, because there's, I mean, Tokyo is the world. Um, okay, I'm sorry, I'm very quiet because
Yeah,
I'm processing. I'm trying to
yeah,
decide
no,
if that's a
it's
stupid way to end it or not. I think it's fine. It's probably fine. I think it's fine. But like,
supposedly though there's a fourth ending
ooh,
that if you kill the super boss and you pick the neutral ending, and if you like do all of the side quests and kill the super boss, you can get the true ending, which I didn't kill the super boss, so I didn't get the true ending. I got the kind of crappy neutral
I
ending.
mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, like the yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just like keep thinking of like narrator coming out and saying, "Okay, so you picked this choice, and there was a massive bloodbath, but you and the humans have prevailed." And I'm just like, but not every human had to have been like a badass, like magic slinging character like your character probably is. So, like,
Yeah, the other thing, the part about it that confused me more than anything, actually, um, was that part part of the ending also said that like you just kind of watched it all happen. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make any sense
so you
though.
don't even
So
intervene, but like, okay. Are the demons weak? Like, is I'm so
some of
confused.
them are, but some of them are strong. Like I don't know. It's weird.
Oh
Again,
my,
it's kind of
okay.
kind of vague. And actually, I
Uh,
mean, based on what you've heard, I agree with you. But actually, the law ending is the worst because the character that like goes along with the law ending is just awful, and the angel, like who is the demon that is like, you have the human character and then the demon, like the human character is the knowledge and they would combine to be the Nahopino, right? um the angel is just like, she's they're both kind of insane, and yeah, the human character is uninteresting, the angel is insane, and it's just like
I'm totally,
anything
yeah.
anything to uphold God's order type thing. It's like, God is great, God is almighty, and I will do anything to uphold him and his will.
Sure.
Like,
I'm okay with like an ending not like all endings not being like good. I am okay with that. But like, hmm, I don't know. I don't want to pass too much judgment because I didn't get there myself, obviously.
yeah.
But my judgment is that is probably the silliest, most rushed ending analysis from our narrators. Like, you watch as a massive bloodbath ensues, but the humans win. It's like, how? How do the humans win if the demons are pretty strong? Even a couple that are pretty strong, I would imagine, would overwhelm, unless they, like, guns are really effective against these demons. I don't know. I have questions. I'm not sure I care
No,
enough to get
like
them
the
answered.
yeah, it does. Again, it doesn't really make sense to me because the few times in the game that the demons invade, like most of the humans can do absolutely nothing against them. They just get slaughtered.
Okay,
So,
just like I don't know. Like, I think like
though
I think
there are, there are factions within the like the humans that like fight against the demons. So
Okay, maybe
yeah,
these factions like band together. Maybe it's enough. I don't know. To me, this is like this is an ending that I would be just like, okay, I, I
yeah,
really
that's kind of how I felt about it. It's like, okay, sure, it was an ending. It was
yeah.
fine.
It's still better than Mass
The
Effect 3.
choice
So
was kind of interesting.
yeah,
The actual ending was like, eh.
but that's still kind of unfortunate. That's still unfortunate because like you make this choice and you want to like see the outcome of it in some way. And
Try
oh
try. I know
no,
you're
oh no, oh
trolling.
no.
I know you're trolling. You make so many people mad
So
though.
many people would be so mad with that comment too.
Yeah,
Um,
SFT fans in
I just I feel
shambles.
like you want to see the like the ending or get like a more detailed explanation than that. At least to me, I don't mean you have to see like a full scale battle occur. Or anything. I don't know. It, like
Yeah, it's like the ending is literally your character just like walking in a basically a void,
yeah,
and the narrator just like expositing this for like a paragraph or something like that, and that's it. Like,
yeah. I mean, like there have been other games too that do this. Like okay, Fallout New Vegas does this too, where there's like tons of choices you can. There's like these choices you can make, and you make one, and then like it's just a bunch of still images, but they go through like every faction, relevant faction, like what happens. They tell you about, and there's like okay, this faction, this happened as a result of your choices. Like here's that. They go through like all these different factions, so it's like fairly detailed in that respect. But it seems similar to like what this does, and I was satisfied with that. So I'm sure like I would be somewhat kind of like okay, thank you, satisfied.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just it sounds like it would have been nicer to. It sounds a little confusing to me. Just be like, yeah, and the humans win, bloodbath, but they win, and you play through the game, you're like, but how? Like, I don't. It's hard for me to vision that. That's where I get lost. It's like, okay, it's hard for me
yeah,
to envision them winning when it's just like, okay, it would have been more interesting if it was like, okay, demon still won though, so oopsies, tried.
see, bad choice.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, like people would probably hate that. I'm sure somebody, some folks out there would not like that. Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
The game
it's
was,
it's
but was it a
it's a
good
it's a
game though?
it's yeah, it's a good game. It's a very fun game. The
Yeah.
gameplay is really good. I was By the end of the game, you're just like super busted if you get your build right, you know.
Hmm.
And I killed the final boss in like 3 turns or something like that. It was just like just fucking.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it's like on one hand, it's validating. On another hand, that's the final boss. Um, maybe you don't want a final boss to be defeated in 3 turns. I don't know how long a turn took you, but that sounds like it took 5 minutes. Um,
Yeah, no, it wasn't long.
yeah, I think for a JRPG boss, 5 minutes might not be stimulating enough. Um,
The the game's difficulty curve is like weird. Early game, well, it's one of those JRPGs that like if you find there's so much customization in the way you can build your character and like the skills you can get and the builds that like
mm,
if you find and I'm sure there's multiple ways to break it, but if you find a broken build, you're gonna be like pretty much unstoppable. Um, and nothing is gonna be a challenge. So
mm,
part of the fun of it is like
seeing if you could find that.
finding the broken build, right, and
Yeah,
customizing it
sure.
the
No,
way
no,
you
no.
want. So
Yeah, I mean, it's plenty of games have broken builds. Like we know that. And like when you find the broken build, it just like it makes the game comical. Here's an example. Skyrim has broken builds. The game is comical when you put your broken builds online. It's like a joke. So there's plenty of other games like Dragon Age. You can just have a broken build and just you're unstoppable, and you deal way too much damage. I'm I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to it. It's, yeah, I don't know. It's just like to me, it's like okay, that boss was like 3 turns. I don't know. Even with my broken build, like seems a little funky.
Yeah, I mean there were bosses like earlier in side quests that were more challenging than the final boss,
Yeah, because
basically.
you were still putting things together.
Yeah,
So
you're
like
put
you're
or even at that point, like there
hmm,
was a couple of extra side quests leading up to the final boss, and like the bosses in those fights were more challenging than the final boss.
hmm.
Like,
Yeah. I again, I mean, as long as the game was good, you enjoyed it. It's all that
yeah,
matters.
the game was fun. I agree with what Ghost said. The story and the characters were the weakest part of the game by far. The gameplay was really good.
Hmm.
Um, game's fun. Game is very fun to play. And it's fun to again customize as you go along and just like explore, find stuff, recruit new demons, fuse new demons. You know, build your character up towards your broken build at the end and getting stronger and stronger as you go. Um, and yeah, the story is pretty minimal for the most part, but it's there and you get your choice in the end. And that's it.
Okay. I
I don't
mean,
think it's like, you know, there's a lot of people who are like, game of the year for them, JRPG of the year. No, it's good. But I mean, I told you my list last week and it doesn't change based on having finished the game now. It's
okay.
like SMT5 was number 4. I like Halo Infinite better. Um and as far as JRPGs go, I like Scarlet Nexus and Tales of Arise better than
Okay.
SMT5. Um
Okay. Cool. No, it's weird. It's interesting, like a JRPG without with a weaker story and characters than the gameplay.
I'll just say
To
it's
me,
minimal. Like
yeah, it's
it's just
minimal. Okay,
minimal.
it's
It's very
minimal.
minimal
Okay.
story. Like
Okay.
the majority of the game is just exploring the netherworld,
Okay.
basically, the gameplay.
Okay.
So,
Cool. Well, yeah.
and there was one other thing I wanted to mention as far as humankind goes. They posted on Steam and stuff as part of Humankind Day, like sort of their it's very vague, but like a somewhat of a roadmap of
Oh,
what's upcoming.
see if I can find that. Got it. And where did they post? Oh, I see. Pushing far. I'm sure it's just pushing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Amplified 2022
Released,
pushing for.
upcoming improvements. Okay, so I see some improvements, new content, new cultures, new wonders, new languages, new challenges, official mods. Okay, and okay,
Yeah, I mean that's it. They're just continuing to work. The no mandatory surrender thing is something that I see like every day I scroll Reddit and I'm subscribed to the Humankind subreddit and there's someone bitching about the mandatory surrender in war. Like literally every fucking day.
oh
So
god, okay. Well, hey, they're fixing it. I mean, they mentioned it,
um,
so big deal.
multiplayer notification options, stability, obviously AI affinity, yeah, balance, and then obviously new cultures, new wonders, and stuff ongoing.
Yeah,
Um, I really hope that they fix religion at some point. Like, please add more to religion, or at least a way to earn fame from religion. Like,
nice.
goddamn.
It'd be nice. It would certainly be nice, but we'll see how high the priority
Yeah.
list that lands.
Again, I don't think religion is bad in this game. I think it's fine. It's just very like bare bones, and you don't get a lot out of it.
Hmm.
Well, you do get yields out of it. I won't say you won't get a lot out of it, but like, why can you not gain any fame from religion? It doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't need to be a star category, but there should at least be some of those deeds or goals that you can get from religion. Like, I don't know. Seems weird.
Yeah. Again, I just agree with you. It's
I
religion
know.
is so bare bones. I don't get it. It's like it feels like something they're like, well, we don't have time. Just put it in and walk away.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. So anyway, yeah, I don't have any other updates for me. Just mentioning it, like I talked about the new stuff that's coming out or that has come out and is like available this weekend that I'm trying. Besides Humankind, obviously, I do think Rainbow Six Extraction might be, given it's on Game Pass. I'm giving it some like benefit there. I don't know how much it is like on release. The cost. I don't know if it's $50 or $60. I don't remember. Um, but like for a Game Pass game, I think if you can get a 4 team group going, it might actually be kind of interesting. Because Rainbow Six Siege has great tactics, so if there's a way they could even just like get little tiny bit of that in there, be great.
Hmm.
The Settlers game I think would be interesting too. I'll let you know how that goes. And I was gonna tell Try too how that goes because that's like I used to play that a lot when I was younger. The Settlers 3 is the one I played. It's like it it wasn't like a perfect, unbelievable experience. It's not like StarCraft, but it had enough of an audience where they're remaking it. So that should
Yep.
tell you something. And the game, I really do hope that like the game is improved and a bit more streamlined because it you when you play Settlers 3, you can tell it's an old game because I played it recently. It's an old game. You can tell. So I'm really excited about that stuff. When I can get my time. I have a lot of schoolwork this weekend, but when I can get my time, I want to try those and
Hmm.
wrap my head around it. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was, um, if Halo 2 doesn't go through, Kuru and I'll just play Halo 3. All that stuff will get going to YouTube. So,
Okay. Yep. And Pokemon Arceus comes out
yeah,
next
next week.
week. I may play it on the channel a little bit. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm gonna get it and play it. I've been hearing apparently people are saying the leaks look good. The game's looking pretty cool actually.
We talk
So
about the Pokemon in that game for a second,
sure.
just for like, I can I rant about it for like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a 3 minute clock. 5:20. Okay, some of these Pokemon are embarrassingly stupid. If I
What, you don't like
design,
you don't like Weed Typhlosion?
if these are okay, so if these are leaks yet, I don't know if they've been confirmed. I don't know if they've been confirmed, but I don't know if I want to put the cursed image up because it's a Discord image. Can somebody grab a link of all the leaked Pokemon in Arceus real quick so I can put that up? Um, and just post it in the Twitch chat. Okay, so I've got some time here. I've probably got 2.5 minutes now. I think there are some Pokemon that like Typhlosion, for example. Typhlosion, I think in a good way, looks silly. It looks like it's just smoking dope all day, every day. Which in a way, I think that's funny. So I'm going to give it the benefit for comical, for the comedic value. If the Palkia and Dialga are truly what they look like in the game, I question the designer who designed those Pokemon. Question their sanity. I question their thought process because they are the stupidest looking Pokemon I think I've seen. And we've seen some dumb Pokemon. Believe me, we've seen some dumb ones.
Yeah, we've seen scoops.
Yeah, that Palkia, I almost puked. I had like it was
Hmm.
disturbing. It's a disturbing looking Pokemon. That Dialga, why does it have a pill in its throat? Why is there a pill in its throat? Like they're just stupid. It's just like why though? So I just like I can't get over those two. I think the Scyther, the Cleavor thing looks awesome. Um, there's like an Ursaring bear thing. I don't know why it looks like a turtle, but that's a bear apparently. Hopefully this is gonna get this. Um, the Basculin evolution, I think I like. I like it. This
Hmm.
Ursaring kind of annoys me. It looks like a turtle, and it annoys me to the point where I'm angry about it.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't love the Ursaring. The
this is
Scyther looks
Avalugg.
cool. I think Arcanine looks dope, by the
Arcanine looks
way. The
great.
new Arcanine.
Looks great. Arcanine looks great. This is like a Cleavor. It's like a Scyther evolution. Love it. Looks scary. Looks really scary. I'm on board with it. Decidueye. What is that? What is that? I hate it. With every
Wait, is that one next to the? It's not Stantler, but the one is that actually Decidueye?
that's Decidui.
I can't.
I
It
hate it.
it it just looked like it got eaten by a plant.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
With every ounce of my body, I hate it.
I mean, I was already gonna pick Cyndaquil because I always pick fire, but I definitely like no.
I
Decidueye looks really
I pick
stupid.
Typhlosion every time. Every time
Yeah.
at this point. That
The new
Typhlosion looks
the
great.
new Samurott looks pretty cool too, though.
It looks
Like it's
better.
not
Yeah.
it's not different, but the new color scheme is dope
Yeah,
as
look,
hell.
I'm with you. I noticed that one too. Avalugg just has a bigger chin. I don't understand it. I never liked that Pokemon anyway, but like I just don't get I just don't get it.
Goodra, they just gave a fat ass. Like
The designer just walked in and said, "Let's just give it a booty," and that was their thought. The Quillfish looks cool. The Quillfish evolution looks kind of scary. I'm on board with it. Here's what I'm talking about though. This Palkia,
yeah, I
I had a nightmare
I
about it.
think I think the Dialga, like I don't mind. I think I'm okay with the thing in its like neck looks a little dumb, like that big thing sticking out. But for the most part, I'm okay with the Dialga. The Palkia just looks like they like what can we do with Palkia? I don't know. Give it like horse legs or something, and they called it a day. Like
What is that? What is it? It makes me angry. Like I'm so angry looking at it. I I thought it was a joke when someone showed it to me. I thought it was a joke. I laughed hysterically. I was like, haha, that's funny. That's a funny joke. And it looks real. And now I'm angry.
I'll be like the majorities I actually like. I'm either neutral on or I like. The ones I really dislike are Palkia, Ursaring, and
Hmm.
Decidueye. Really, those
Yeah.
three. The rest are like either I'm neutral on or they're actually pretty cool. I like them. But those three are just like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
I
Like,
I am irrationally angry at them.
right? You are irrationally angry
I am
at them.
irrationally angry with them. And I recognize this. I recognize how angry I am when I probably shouldn't be. But that Palkia, that Palkia is so upsetting to look at. Every
You know,
time I look at it,
the Palkia is real dumb. That
it's
that one's
dumb.
really bad.
It's
Like,
dumb. And like, I don't think Palkia normally is like a silly looking Pokemon or anything. I think it looks fine. So when I saw that, I was like, why does it look like a shitty Centaur?
yeah, it looks like a shitty Centaur. That's what it
It just
looks
looks like
like.
a stupid fucking Centaur. It's like Centaurs are okay, but this is a stupid one. I just don't get it. I'm not on board with it. And I'm angry. Very angry. The Dialga with a pill is just like, why is there a pill in its neck? What is that? But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm down for some of these.
Dialga's choking on a surfboard. Like,
Why though? Like the Ursaring also is just like I think it's just offensive. I think it's offensive to bears. Like if I was a
yeah,
bear, I'd be offended.
he's a little too thick. Like,
Looks like a turtle.
yeah, it looks like a turtle.
Do you think somebody walked in and drew that and nobody contested them and said, no, that looks like a turtle? And they just went with it. It doesn't look like a bear. Again, if I was a bear, I'd be offended. I'd be upset. I'd be like, I don't look like that. I don't look like this deformed monster. I have proportions. This just looks like a turtle. Looks like a tortoise. Yeah, it's a tortoise. It's an Ursa tortoise.
The turtle bear.
Turtle bear. Yeah, it's turtle bear. I hate it. Um, I think Gudra, just a big booty, is the best assessment for all this
Mhm.
though. That Gudra, that's just funny. So yeah, Kuru loves the Decidueye.
I hate
I
it
don't
too.
like it at all. I think it looks I think it looks silly in the worst way. I know what they're trying to go for with it, but I think it looks silly. Um, but yeah, the bear, I was really sad for that. Um, anyway, okay, that's it. Freaking Pokemon.
It was more than 3 minutes, but
I
it's
know it
okay.
was more than 3 minutes, but God, you look at that Palkia and you gotta look at it for like 5 minutes and go, "Who thought of this?
What is that?
What is it? What is that?" I just can't believe nobody contested it. Why did anybody walk into the meeting room when they were showing those designs off? Because there's a meeting for that. There had to have been like sketches too. Like they went through multiple sketches, and
Yeah.
that's what they landed with. There was like
I'm sure it's gone through multiple people, like multiple passes, and like
there was
that's what they went
iterations on that, and that's what it got to. Can you imagine the iteration process with that? Like I can't imagine what it started with. I can't imagine what it started with. It probably just looked like a poop stain on a piece of paper. Like it just
with. Yeah, yeah, it just looked like a poop stain with
they're just like we
Palkia's
have to do
face.
better.
Like
Than
that's
this.
it.
We have to do better than that. And this is like that's what they got to. And it feels like they took about 5 minutes. But I think in this case I can't agree with the decision process. It looks bad. But that's, I just every time I think about it, somebody iterated to get to that point. It
Why?
makes me laugh.
I just noticed this, but why does the Palkia either have no arms or have like tentacle arms?
Who
Like
knows? Who
I don't
cares? It's
understand.
just like
Like
somebody said, "Who cares? Let's just make this look like an abomination." It's just so stupid looking. So I can't buy into the Palkia. The Dialga, other than the pill in its neck, I'm kind of like, okay, it's a pretty good design other than that. Somebody hates Palkia in Game Freak. Somebody just hates him. It's like I hate this Pokemon, and I'm in charge of designing it. No, I'm done.
it's like if I was in charge of redesigning Scoop's Vanillux, I would just make the ice cream scoops just like turds. It's like, yep, there you go. There's the new Pokemon. There's your poop ice cream cone.
Probably
This
just take an
stupid
eraser to it. He's like, okay, it's
Pokemon.
gone now. Just gone.
It's gone. Goodbye,
I
stupid
just, man,
Pokemon.
I wanna pick the brain of the person who made it. Seriously, and be like, so how many iterations did this take? One? You better not. You better not say more than three. That'll piss me off. Don't say three or more. Say one. Say you gave it one pass and that was it. Oh my god. Anyway, okay. Um, we better close up here in a
Yeah,
sec. Oh god. Okay. Well, next week we'll know more about Arceus. You'll get to stream it. I hope you see a
well,
Palkia first day. I hope to God you do.
doesn't come out till Friday, so you know.
Yeah, yeah. Next week. I hope you see Palkia soon, and I hope you see it on stream.
I
Hope you do.
the chances of seeing Palkia early in the game, I think, are very low. But okay.
But I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope it's like an intro cutscene, and you see
Mm,
Palkia prancing, frolicking
yeah.
in the poorly generated meadows with low frame rate,
Hmm.
so that I could laugh the whole time. um, but yeah, so Arceus is next week. Um, hopefully we'll get some cool Halo action, whether it's 2 or 3. Please continue to
Oh,
check out. Oh, go ahead. Go
the
ahead.
other thing that comes out next week on Friday as well, not game related, but the Critical Role animated series, The Legend of Vox Machina, on
That's
Prime Video.
that's all I see on Twitter. That's all I see on Twitter is that I see I see
It looks
Activision Blizzard stuff, and I
so
see that.
good.
I think Twitter might have an explosion then. I'm not sure I'm
It
prepared for it.
already has had an explosion.
Many times.
Like you haven't even seen like yeah.
I can literally I can picture it. I can picture the Critical Role fan base. Like they're all gonna have to go see a doctor because
Hmm.
is that going to be a show you can binge or is it one episode a week? You know?
It's 3 episodes a week for
Oh
like
Jesus Christ!
3 or 4 weeks or something like that.
Do you know how long the episodes are?
I think they're like 20 minutes or 25 minutes,
Okay,
like
so they're
kind of
they're short.
normal.
They're short. Yeah. Okay. So it's not too bad. That means that nobody's gonna have to go to the hospital for having an erection lasting more than 4 hours. That's that's definitely a positive note from all this.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for
they've
sure.
avoided that. Um, but yeah, I just heard so much from Twitter every time I look through it. It's just like, here's a trailer for it. Here's another trailer for it. Here's some more. Here's some pictures. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm being flooded with it. So next Thursday or Friday?
Friday
I
the
can't imagine
28th.
Thursday. Yeah, I couldn't imagine Thursday. Um, okay, Friday the 28th. Pokemon Legend of Vox Machina. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, The Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe they got Amazon Prime. That's crazy. That is great. Like that's crazy. Um, But yeah, anyway, let's sign off here.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next Thursday, and
Yep.
keep an eye out for all the other stuff that we're doing, like Halo related. So,
Mm-hmm.
thanks, guys.
Night, everybody.